Here's the situation. You have a data sheet that holds sales and variance data. What you need is a way to bring it over to a summary sheet and have it switch between dollars and percent, and have concerns pop out as an alert based on user-defined limits. Let's take a look at this example. Here I have 3 branches, 4 products. This one's lit up yellow. This one is not lit up yellow. This is down on a dollar basis, and this is down on a dollar basis, but they're not all yellow. And that's because the most important concern of mine is how far down on a percentage basis it is versus last year. And here's my user-defined limit. So I want everything that's down more than 20% from last year to light up. That's why this one's lit up. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but I do know it's more than 20%. Here, this is down, but it hasn't passed my user-defined limit yet. So this is down, but it's less than 20% down, and so is this one. So I put this variance checkbox up here, and this is going to help me switch from dollars to percent just by clicking on it. I can switch back and forth, and now I can see what the percentage is. So this gives me a very high level assessment of my team quickly. I can call LA now and tell them that product 2 is down $3, and that represents 67% of last year. What's happening there? Now if I decide that 20% is maybe too much, I can lower it to 15%. And I see that this one lit up. This one lit up because this is 17%, which is more than 15. And if I switch it to 10, this one now lights up because that's 14%. So everything that is down further than what I type in here is going to light up. And let's come back to the dollar part. I'll put the 20 back in there. If I'm looking at the dollar part, I know that this is down $3, obviously, but because it's yellow, it's down more than my limit. And if I change it to 15, same thing here. I don't know how far down it is, but I do know it's down more than 15%. That's why it lit up. And I can just click on it and say, oh, it's at 83, which is 17% down. So let me show you how I did this. First thing I did was I put this variance checkbox on my sheet. And I'm using Excel 2010. And to do that, you have to have the Developer tab. And if you don't have the Developer tab, the way you get it is you go to File, then you go to Options, then you go to Customize Ribbon. On the right side of the sheet, you're going to have a bunch of choices. One of them is Developer, and you check the box for Developer. Then you come back here and you have the Developer tab. You go to the Developer tab, then you get on the ribbon, go to the Control section, Insert. On Form Controls, you find the checkbox. Left click, hold it down, drag, let go. There's your checkbox. You can change the text as you need to, but you have to right click on this and choose Format Control because you're going to link to a cell. I'm going to choose to link to A9. Make sure your cell is empty. So now this is linked to A9. When I check it and uncheck it and check it and uncheck it, it changes. This one also happens to be linked to A9, so that's why they're moving together. So let's get rid of this one because I don't need it, and we'll work with this one alone. What the checkbox is doing is it's putting a true if it's checked or a false if it's unchecked in the cell that I linked to. You can't see that because I have the format highlighted white because I don't want to look at it. But if I change it back to black, you can see it. True, false, true, false, true. The formulas here are very simple. They're if-thens. It's saying if this is true, then go to my data sheet, pull back whatever's in C6. If it's false, pull back whatever's in C7. I have my data sheet set up in such a way that everything on row 6 is the dollar difference, and everything that is on row 7 is the percent difference. So that's how I'm going from dollars to percent. So now let's talk about the format here. It's actually 3 levels of formatting. I highlight the whole thing, right click, go to Format Cells, and see what the standard formatting says. It's set to percentage. So if it's set to percentage, why does this say dollars? Because I have conditional formatting on top of this. So let's go to conditional formatting. Look at the top rule here. And what this says quite simply is if A9 is true, then format to currency. If it is not, then fall back on the standard formatting, which we already said was percent. And that's how I'm doing that. So let's look at the alerts formatting. Now I have multiple alerts here because of the way I have my data set up on my data sheet. but they're basically all the same formula, so we only really need to look at one. And what this is saying is go to the data sheet, get on the row that has the percent difference. Here it's row 15. And if it's less than 1 minus whatever I type in here, light it up. If not, then fall back on the standard formatting, which is no color. And that's how I did this. Again, this is a very quick way to get a high-level assessment of my team, and it saves space on my spreadsheet because I don't need a column for both dollars and percent. I can just switch back and forth. Let me show you what I did here. And that is a way to solve this need.